so here I am. I've given up on my helmet for now. So I'm switching gears. So I'm switching to my Viking shield now. I was gonna use tongue and groove like siding, but the problem is where the tongue goes together, it's shaped in for like a look like decorative or something. It's not flush and flat, so it would work nice as far as putting some planks together, but it doesn't look good because you know, you can see where the planks go together. So instead I went really cheap. These things, and they're wrapped in plastic, and I bought 2 of them, and they're already laminated wood, so they're pieces of wood that's glued together. I'm a little worried they're not flat enough. I got the flattest ones I could find, but what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take these 2, glue them together so that my shield's big enough, and then I'll just draw a big circle, cut the big circle, draw a small circle, and stick my my shield boss on there, and that's pretty much it. And then put some leather on the inside. I mean, this should be an easy project, right? Well, we'll see. You know, famous last words. But anyway, so my plan. I don't have any of the long like pipe clamps right now handy, but hopefully I'll have enough space here. That's my last set of holes. Here's my my bench dogs. Come out, bench dog. There it is. You put these in here. One there, one there. And then my other 2 bench dogs, which I saw but are MIA, you would put here and here. Alright? You'll see when I do it. And then you just tighten down the bench vise and it squeezes them together. And I just put some glue on there and some wax paper down so that the glue doesn't get all over my table. And it's like a big clamp. So those are 4. I think I've never used them. So we'll see if they work. I've got a brand new thing of wax paper. And it has a hole. A little round hole. Am I supposed to just pull it out of that hole? It's a mystery. I'm just going to open it. There's my shield. Yep. So, put this out of the way. Big piece of lead. Handy. Wait! So, I just had to glue it in this one spot right here. Just glued it along there. The rest of it was already done. Alright, drop something. I got it in my bench vise here. These are called bench dogs. They're very handy. You can see the other 2 at that end. It's like a big giant clamp. So, I'm going to just undo it and hope it doesn't come apart. I think it should work fine. Yeah. So there it is. So now, oh, I don't know. Kind of flexing in that spot. Yeah, maybe it's just flexing all around. But anyway, I'm going to put a piece of wood along here and another one along here. And then I'll just put like a nail in the very center. And something like a string or something that's the right width. Just go around. I think I make it about 35 inches. That's how long I cut. Alright, so what I did is I popped a line with my chalk block here, chalk box, whatever you call it. Pop 2 lines straight across. That should from corner to corner. That would give me my exact center right there. And then what I did is I drilled a couple of holes in here, the distance I want. So that one goes over there, right over that nail, which I put right in the center. Go ahead and so I'll put that nail, the other hole right here. I have some stuff in my way here. Alright, so I put a hole right here. Let's see if this works. Should work. Look at that. Perfect circle. Perfect shield. So now, I come back with my jigsaw. I got me a shield. But actually, I think I'll put the cross pieces on first. So I gotta rip them to the right length. And put those across, and then those all screw in. Alright, so this is what I got so far. You can see where I drew the circle, and I just used the same tool to sort of make these edges look like this, just for looks. Obviously I care a lot about looks because I didn't line up the screws at all and they look like hell, but oh well. And I split that one. But I just, this light wood, it's real soft. This would not make a good real shield. I used just regular wood screws, 1 1/4, number 8. It's cool. You screw them right in. You don't have to pre-drill them. Although I would suggest pre-drilling them at the ends so you don't split like I did. Next, I will cut, and then I'll have a round shield. Then I'll try to take some of that leather down there, and I'll put the straps on, and that'll be awesome. All right, it's all cut out. I now have a shield. One tip: when you put these guys on here, make sure you leave enough space to cut. I had just enough space, barely, and it wasn't by design. It was a pure accident. I didn't think of it until I got close to it and got kind of scared, but luckily I made it by. But that's why I'm saying that. That was a sort of rookie mistake that I almost made. So yeah, make sure you think about that when you're putting those on. Okay, so my endless quest to go a little bit further than just the easiest. But this shield is one of the easiest I've seen on the internet. I looked all over for how to make them, and this one was easy to make. I think that's the way to go with those big planks that are already laminated together. But I want to put these strips, 4 of these coming out like spokes. I think they'll look cool. I'll show you. But I'm just going to make one and then use this as the template for all the other ones. So there's my shield. I just used well, oh, here we go. I used this wood stain for the brown. The reason I bought this is an oil base, but the reason I bought that is just because it was a small can and it was cheap. For the colors, you have to go with the quartz, and it's expensive, and I don't need much, so I didn't want to have to buy 2 quarts. So anyway, it came out really good. That's the red. And it's just a wood stain. And so here it is. I just picked a dark brown and a red, just, I don't know why. You can pick whatever colors. And so I'm going to take this thing. Yeah. And I'm going to do 4 of these. Like so. I think that'll look pretty cool. And then around the outside edge, I'm going to, I guess, try to put leather. I've seen a lot of people do that. Well, I think what I'm going to use, since the biggest problem I'm having on this whole project is finding rivets that look cool. There doesn't appear to be in existence anything that you can use to sort of cover up a screw or a bolt that makes it look like a little dome on the end, like a rivet. So you either have to make your own or come up with other ideas. So for this, since it doesn't have to be on there too tight, I bought furniture rivets, or furniture nails. And I'm going to put the holes in there and then just put it on with furniture nails. We'll see if that works. I think that'll look pretty good. So yeah, one thing I figured out by, again, looking at pictures on the internet is originally what I was going to do was, sorry, I was going to have like a strap that goes over my arm and then another strap to grab. But then I saw on the internet that the way these work is they cut this hole out the middle, and the shield boss goes on the other side, and then there's a board that comes across with a handle, and you kind of stick your hand in that cavity and hold on to that. So I'm going to build one of those. So don't forget to cut your hole before you put the shield boss on. But if you did, then you could probably do what I was going to do originally, which was have like a leather thing to grab and then another strap that you can stick your arm through, maybe with a buckle if you want to tighten it down on your arm. Okay, so I had to sink these holes a little because the screws I bought were a little too short. These are carriage bolts, and they're the smallest ones that Lowe's had, and I don't think they had the same diameter any longer. And you know what, I just didn't feel like going back to Lowe's, so I did it this way. Besides, that'll get them underneath so it won't hit my hand sticking up or anything. Yeah, what you do is you just you make your hole and you tap them in, and you tap them all the way down to sink that part down into the wood. And I tried to use a Forstner bit, which you have here, but I had already drilled the holes, and this does not center on the hole, so I ended up using a spade bit, which they aren't my favorite. They're kind of sloppy, but it does the job. And then I'll come back and I'll paint over all the how scrappy it looks. Okay, so I cut this. This is my handle piece. I used poplar because it's harder. I wouldn't use the super soft pine for this. It'll pull the screws out probably because you're wielding it. Hey, dude, you watching? Smile. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, that wasn't real though. Anyway, so I got my handle part here. Russell, you're very surly when the camera's pointing at you. My boy is not really this surly. Stop! And I dadoed out some grooves for it. You know, that's not necessary probably. I just could have gone between them. But anyway, see, this will be good. I think it's going to work well. I might smooth these edges down a little for my hand. But, you know, it's not like I'm going to be using it that much. But anyway, I'll paint that red at some point. But now I'm going to screw it in. What do you think, Russell?
Cool.
Yeah? You like it? You gonna help me?
I'll help you with the fun part.
What's the fun part?
Hitting it with hammers.
Go. Okay, so here it is. My shield. You can see I put these little strips on here. I use these furniture nails because they look cool, but they're easy. And I got my shield boss. I had to use these hex things. Rivets are impossible to come by, good ones, so I don't know. Got my handle on here. Now it looks beautiful and shiny, but that's not a Viking shield. Viking shields need an approaching army to attack them. So I need to get some authentic battle damage. So here we go, authentic battle damage. I'm going to put on my safety goggles like all good Vikings had. You ready? Here comes the army. Here comes the approaching army. It's not a very good shield. Good job, Russell.
Hold it up.
You broke through my defenses.
Uh-oh. Ethan, that's mine.
I think I'll just glue it back on and pretend that never happened. Stop! Goodness gracious. Okay, well, I got some authentic battle damage for sure.
Right. Can I use a hatchet?
No, goodness. Look at that. My poor shield's destroyed. My poor shield. But yeah, I fixed it. I just stuck it back in there and I glued it. And I let it sit overnight, I guess. And no more authentic battle damage. I think it's got enough ball peen hammer battle damage. It's a good thing I wasn't in a real battle. And then I'll just paint it. Paint over that spot. Still looks awesome.